Hello, everyone. Appreciate you watching this live feed. If there is a link available to an edited and expanded version, I suggest you click that. And as always, standard disclaimer, this broadcast may or may not remain up after I sign off. It's always a wait and see. Hello, everyone. My name is Brent Barlow, and this is Blue Light Daily, a discussion of relevance and import. We are broadcasting on this Monday, January 26th, 2026. It is the noon hour, 8 p.m. GMT. Here we honor the importance of public debate and the requirement of civility, the necessity of education and the strength of knowledge, the value of coming together and the power of collaboration. Before we begin, we pause to reflect and focus on our purpose, breathing in deeply, aligning with intention, dreaming the I'm possible, assisted by ancestors, powered by providence, rooted in reverence. The words spoken, the path clear, the way cool. Let us build what is worthy. Let us remember the dream forgotten. Let's make some magic together now. Ashe Madase. Today's word of the day is resplendent. Resplendent is an adjective. My definition, a thing that is big and beautiful. Merriam-Webster would say that resplendent is a literary word used to describe someone or something as very bright and attractive. Today's bonus word is oaf. Oaf is a noun. An oaf is a person considered clumsy, stupid, and or impolite. Look back the day in history. Paul Leonard Newman was an American actor, director, producer, race car driver, and philanthropist, a prominent Hollywood figure, considered one of the greatest movie stars of the 20th century, and known for his iconic roles in films such as Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, The Hustler, Cool Hand Luke, and The Sting. Paul Newman was born January 26, 1925. Excuse me. Also, Condoleezza Rice, diplomat, political scientist, first female African-American Secretary of State, and the first woman to serve as National Security Advisor, who, at the time of her appointment as Secretary of State, was the highest-ranking woman in the history of the United States to be in the presidential line of succession. Excuse me. Condoleezza Rice was appointed United States Secretary of State on January 26, 2005. Extra credit today, sadly, Kobe Bryant and his daughter Gianna, as well as 7 other individuals, die in a helicopter crash on January 26, 2020. Our quote of the day today is from Paul Bear Bryant, considered by many to be one of the greatest college football coaches of all time, best known as head coach of the University of Alabama football team, Roll Tide, who died on January 26, 1983. Quote, "There's a lot of blood, sweat, and guts between dreams and success." Ladies and gentlemen, this broadcast is intended to serve as a platform to talk, share, learn, and grow. At La Bella Bee, we see a resplendent future for humanity. And regardless of the oaf in office, have the guts to pay the price in sweat and blood to turn our dreams of a successful future into a reality. And so we come together in community to create a world worthy of our children. And here I speak, directly and honestly sharing a vision for a world secure for generations to come. Issues of concern across the globe grow so numerous that we've become desensitized and matters fester. Some see the moment as opportunity. And while greed and glut predominate, power and wealth continue to coalesce in the hands of the few, there are those who desire a better outcome. who have a tremendous capacity for good and who are ready to take back some control. Friends, we can either continue to accept more of the same, or we can make different choices and take collective action. I offer my take here on current conditions and where I think things are headed. Question is, how much longer can I keep my nose above the waterline? Point of personal privilege. A storm slams down. Spoke to Julesy this morning. She's in NYC. This is big, folks. Hundreds of millions across 40 states have been under winter weather alerts. Nearly 1 million lost power from Texas to Tennessee, and at least 4 have died. And I haven't checked that for a number of hours. This is a moment of recognition of what is going on. I mean, all of this fear and wrangling about this supposed fake science about climate change, it's not real. I will, on a lighter note, say thank you to my dear friend Francis. Francis, I am grateful that you support the show, and you have now given us the new name for what we're planning to talk about today. Francis referred to this as the rant, and so it will be known heretofore. Today's rant is about gratitude. I talked about that at the NAM show last week, how there is one clear denominator between all these people that are uber successful and super happy and seem to be an attraction rather than a promotion. And that is gratitude, which in the broadest terms, I would define it as a recognition that I am not the center of the universe. In other words, gratitude is a recognition that my existence and my experiences are supported by forces beyond me. Okay. It's not politeness. It's not positivity. It's not a denial of pain or submission. It's not some kind of woo-hoo spiritual bypassing. It's a recognition that I am part of a larger whole. More importantly, the Journal of the American Medical Association published in July of 2024 the results of a comprehensive peer-reviewed study that I sent to all my lady friends because it was based on women. But the study found that higher gratitude was associated with lower overall mortality. Hard evidence that gratitude leads to better overall health. Let me be clear, gratitude is not a feeling, it's a posture, an attitude. Gratitude reorganizes attention. It shifts the mind from scarcity to sufficiency, from grievance to agency. A grateful person is harder to manipulate, harder to radicalize through fear. A grateful person is more capable of enduring uncertainties without collapsing into resentment. Gratitude actually interrupts that reflex to demand and replaces it with the capacity to choose. It does not deny pain or injustice. It prevents them from becoming the sole lens through which my reality is interpreted. You know, gratitude also lowers the temperature of conflict, whether individually or collectively. Disagreement remains possible, even necessary at times, but it's less likely to metastasize into dehumanization and become destructive. A grateful community argues without forgetting its interdependence. We are all part of systems. It corrects without contempt. Gratitude, a grateful community resists the logic that says power is the only currency that matters. More, more, more. Importantly, gratitude is not passivity. It's not inactive. It does not mean acceptance of harm, silence in the face of injustice, or obedience to authority. It means acting from abundance rather than bitterness. The most durable changes made by people who know what they are protecting, not only what they're opposing. In this way, gratitude is a quiet form of strength. It stabilizes the individual and it civilizes the community. And over time, it creates cultures that can withstand the pressure without losing their humanity. Alternatively, operating from states such as entitlement, resentment, indifference, bitterness, create conditions such as fear, narrowness, self reinforcing actions, blaming, victimization, acting out, identifying the enemy. It's a choice, but we do need to move on. I wanted to make sure I mentioned today, Saturday morning, a second killing by ICE agents in Minnesota. Federal agent shot and killed Alex Preddy, a 37-year-old protester in Minneapolis. The second fatal shooting of a U.S. citizen by officers in Minnesota this month. Happening now, folks. In verified videos, federal agents pinned Preddy to the ground, beat him, sprayed him in the face with chemical agent, and then shot him. They counted 10 times after being disarmed. Stephen Miller, one of those very close to and influential within Trump's sphere, called Preddy, quote, a would-be assassin, claims of domestic terrorism, blaming the police for failures. It's a playbook they go to often, and it's a strategy that can be very effective. Just advocate a false narrative. Whatever you want to say it more loudly, more forcefully, more often. Get a chorus of voices to repeat it again and again and again, regardless of contradictory facts, regardless of the flat out inaccuracy of the statements. And the funny thing is, in this Trump madness we're living in right now, and he's done it again and again, and he's done it here in Minnesota with regard to deployment of the ICE agents, when the chorus of voices against his actions are so loud, he'll come out and say, I'm doing this. I know what they want. They love me. This is my mandate. We're going to make it happen. But when he gets sufficient pushback, he had a lot of people around him in his first term that actually had the capacity to stand up to him, and he would listen. But they came in this time and made him a monarch in all but name. And when public opinion becomes loud enough, and we're finally getting some politicians with the wherewithal, the backbone, the fear of the alternative to actually act and say something out loud. But when the public opinion is loud enough to be a counterweight, then the dawn sways with public opinion. I don't know if you know it, but, he says, they're going to make some mistakes sometimes. ICE is going to be too rough with somebody, or, they're dealing with some rough people. Or he said, when I learned her parents and her father in particular was I hope he still is, but I don't know, was a tremendous Trump fan, he was all for Trump. He loved Trump. And, it's terrible. It's terrible. So he sends in his immigration czar, and he's making claims that he's not going to back off the issue. I'm just prognosticating at the moment. He is not going to back off the issue. He is going to continue to press hard, because this is not just about immigration. He has used immigration as a sword to go out there and say, I'm going to protect you. There are criminals out there. And the evidence is to the contrary, with the actual, where the rubber meets the road, reality of what is happening, who is being targeted, and the effects, that the results that we're seeing. I mean, it is what it is. Many would say, and I don't think it is a illegitimate argument, that this is a precursor or pretext for the upcoming elections to foster a feeling of fear across the landscape, and setting up all kinds of distracting issues. I don't even know what to say. The tea leaves seem to be indicating that things are going to only continue to get worse until a sufficient momentum is created by opposing forces. And that's what I'm bang, 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 banging my drum to create, man. This is a call to action, a call to those who feel the same and recognize the urgency of the moment. This is an invitation to join the forces of good. It can be overwhelming. I know it. I feel it all the time. But coming from a place of gratitude, surrounding myself with aligned individuals, people who not only feel the same, but are taking personal responsibility, who people are character, who are unwilling to play the victim or point the finger, who are ready to take action and not just assume that someone else will do it for them. Never before has it been more important for us to mobilize the vote. So whatever activities, actions, and we'll promote some here, but that you notice, see in your neighborhood, in your online community, I encourage you to at least ask the question, hey, what do you got going on? If not, how can I help? Signing a petition, great. Writing a check, awesome. Those are ways people can participate. I'm not advancing any of those particular methods at this time. My thing right now is bringing people together, knowing that you're doing it and you're doing it and you're doing it. And if we do it together, we can do it more loudly. We can amplify message and impact. We can move the dial. But it can be overwhelming. I know that. And since you care, I care, we care, and that no one has to do it alone, we help each other, we will get it done. We shall overcome. This is a song that's been sung for millennia, folks. This is just another moment in time where we get to choose who we are. We get to take action or not. But you do get to decide, okay? And in the immortal words of Charles Schultz, it's fun to have fun, but you have got to know how, which is what we aims for around here. To thine own self be true. Opportunity, it lay everywhere. Steal like Picasso. In our community at La Bella Bee, we are reclaiming our sovereignty, decentralized, democratized, where aligned individuals collaborate to create a world worthy of our children. Information can be found at labellabee.com. It's time to take action, folks. No one will do it for us. If you choose not to decide, you still have made a choice. We are not asking for permission. We are not asking for favor. We're doing it, and you're invited to join the party. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment. Be well. God bless. Peace out.